on into match 2 of the winner's bracket. Please help me welcome to the ring, Circa Nicky! And his opponent, ZTRAIN Over 9000.
All right, folks, and we have our next match queued up for top 8 winners side at CEO 2018. And for anyone who does not know, the Winter Soldier himself over there, Circa Nicky, is last year's champion for CEO. ZTRAIN Over 9000, though, like I said, he's maybe not a player that you've heard of before, but he is extremely good.
Oh yeah, man, watching his matches during pools was super exciting. I am really excited for this match. I can't wait.
See, I'm really curious to see the pace that the fight is going to be fought at, because anyone who's ever seen Nicky play, he plays at a speed that, quite frankly, most players just can't keep up with.
Yeah, absolutely.
But ZTRAIN can play that way, but he can also be very considered when he needs to be. So I'm curious to see how that interplay kind of happens, because Nicky, he's kind of got a reputation as a bit of a loose cannon, but Nicky can be very patient when he wants to be as well. So I'm curious to see, are we going to see, you know, pedal to the metal, I don't respect anything that you do, Circa Nicky, or are we going to see, okay, let's see what this kid's got, Circa Nicky?
Yeah. You know, the thing about Nicky, too, and it's not just this week, you know, it definitely was this weekend for sure, but his breaks are just so on point. And it's just so frustrating as a person that's fighting against him. And he's breaking every single thing that you do. It's just like, what do you do against a player like that?
Honestly, you have to counter break. Nicky is one of those players who he guesses a decent amount, but he reacts an awful lot, a lot more than people give him credit for. So he doesn't get locked out as much as you might think for someone who breaks as often as he does. So you have to be willing to challenge that. And I'll be curious to see if ZTRAIN is willing to challenge that and if that becomes a factor in this match. It's definitely something that I'm going to be looking for.
Yeah. All right, and we're getting kicked off right away.
We are getting the sister battle, and ZTRAIN tried to backdash to get out of that because Mira is plus on that heavy drill.
Once again, we got Mira, and you see a lot of her silver life right there already drained.
And Nicky has spent a decent amount of life trying to open up ZTRAIN, but ZTRAIN is a young man. He's got those young man reactions, and he has been blocking. Doesn't block that. My bad. I apologize for cursing you, young man.
And there you go. He got some life back there using those bite linkers.
Blocks the cross up and says, you don't get to cancel into Shadow Bats. And this is
there you go.
Exactly what he needed to do. Do not get it twisted, folks. Maya hits like a grown woman. That is going to hurt. 60% of your life gone, and that was unblockable. You are dead, sir. Z-Train takes a quick lead over Circa Nicky. Oh, you know he wanted that down heavy. Did not get it in time, and Mira, like we said, she is the most damaging character in Killer Instinct, so one combo and Z-Train is nearly dead. Oh, that's super unfortunate, but he gets away with it. Gets the down heavy that time, though. And yeah, this is actually going to be interesting because Nicky is going to have to truly guess on a lot of these because Maya, for anyone who's not familiar with her, she plays a lot in the air with a lot of juggles, and you're not really going to be able to react to any of that. And we'll see how well Nicky can truly guess, I guess. That keeps that safe.
Yeah, so one thing about Mira's instinct is you also see is those bats will start to come out in different intervals automatically without Mira having to do anything. So she can use that to her advantage.
And Nicky just made phenomenal use of his instinct, and just like that, he was behind, and then all of a sudden he wasn't, and Circa Nicky takes the first game over Z-Train over 9,000.
It was crazy to see just like how quickly that turned around.
Absolutely. Mira, that mist that he applies while she's in instinct, it doesn't just heal Mira's silver life, it also does potential damage. So for a character who already hits like 3 trucks, you know, roped into a single one that are riding a freight train, you know, you've also got this mist doing potential damage on top of that. And that hurts.
All right, got game 2. Got a little anti-air action right there.
Ooh, and that's unfortunate. Oh, doesn't quite confirm the lockout, but he does pick up his dagger, so that's not a terrible situation.
And 70% of his life is gone.
Just like that. Doesn't shadow counter, DP's there, and he's going to eat it for that.
Oh,
that was opener ender, though, and Z-Train smartly recognizes it and just says, "Where are you going, sister? Get back on the ground."
And this is a really, really bad start of the match for Nicky. This is like the first 10 seconds of the match.
Tried that down heavy again, and then tried the counterbreaker. Z-Train does not bite. I sympathize. I was playing casuals against him earlier, and I could not counterbreak him. And yeah, Nicky just really needs to get a touch, and this time he doesn't have that instinct to back him up right now, so he's going to have to do this honestly, and that's a good start.
It's going to be some good damage, get some life back, all right.
Oh, wow. Mists away and comes right back in, but Z-Train gets the quick break. Oh, and that's unfortunate. Nicky just gets tagged with it, and that's going to... Doesn't have the meter to shadow counter. But chases down the miss for him, and if he messes up, that's going to be a cash out, and he messed up.
I absolutely love how aggressive he's playing right now, not giving Nicky any chance at all.
Raw overhead, boys. That hits on like frame 30-something. Nicky did not block that at all. I guess he was expecting the empty low, but guess what? Z-Train says, "I don't respect you or your defense. I don't think you're going to be able to block this." So Z-Train puts 1 on the board, and it is now a tie game between Circa Nicky and Z-Train over 9,000. Looks like Nicky's going to character select. Maybe think about it a bit. I'm curious if he's going to bring out the bot.
He might.
I definitely could see the rationale behind it, because I mean, to be honest, Z-Train was winning the neutral, and Mira is one of those characters who she's very strong in neutral. So if you can't get the hits that you need there, and you're just spending blood life for basically no good reason, that's really tough times. That's hard to deal with. And you know, don't get it twisted. Mira is an incredibly strong character, but she has to walk a razor's edge. And if you're on the wrong side of that line and you can't quite get the openings that you need, then you're in for rough times. And Nicky apparently agrees, decides to swap out to Fulgore. So I imagine we will see the pace of this match pick up a bit.
Yeah, it's going to change tremendously right now. I'm very curious to see what Z-Train ends up doing.
Oh, and Z-Train catches it, but doesn't quite get the punish that he wanted, but gets the opening anyway. And that's the first overhead of the set. It will not be the last one. Z-Train breaks the manual there. Okay. I see you, young man. Oh, tags him again, but Nicky does break. And he is going to eat it for that. Z-Train does not mess up the punish this time, but doesn't get his dagger back. He's going to get it back now, and this is going to hurt. Fulgor's going to nearly be dead. Couldn't quite get a level 4 cash out, but it doesn't matter because I have a homing unblockable, and none of this is going to be breakable. Hold that, sir. Z-Train takes another first life bar over Circa Nicky. Oh, second overhead, and that is max damage. Heavy into Shadow.
Nicky really got to get this life bar. This is going to haunt him if he can't get it. All this damage that Z-Train is getting on Nicky's red life bar.
100% free, but Nicky does break well and eats it again, and he's going to get juggled. It's not going to be quite the punish. Now it is. He got himself locked out, so he gets recapped. Oh, and Z-Train blocked because he saw Nicky pumping up and down. He definitely thought DP was coming. This is going to nearly do it. Gets the level 3, one more touch, and Z-Train will go up one. And that was the correct option in that situation. Just kind of make him hold that chip, and Nicky does not want to let him get that dagger. Z-Train says, bump my dagger. Wow, he's not fighting with his dagger. He didn't go to get it. I'm very surprised there.
I guess he just figures he's just going to get that one hit. That's it. That's all he wants.
He wants to close it out.
He could regret this.
He's in a position right now where he can, if he can just make Nicky block something, he can just go into Shadow and go for chip. He spent it though, and this is a bad look right now.
Yeah, this is not a situation you want to test Nicky in.
Does have instinct though, so that is a good start. Nicky does not have anything to go through those daggers, and he has to hold that. Z-Train over 9,000. I don't know if you've heard about him before, folks, but he is up 2-1 over Circa Nicky right now. And he's letting the full ultra rock. The disrespect.
I just love how he's nodding. It's so good.
You know Nicky just wants to go back in. I don't expect we will see a wait from him. He wants that belt again, you know. Again, he is the champion from last year. And this kid who we have not seen very often in tournaments is trying to push him to the limit. And they're going back into it now.
Into the game.
Blocks the overhead. I like the defensive adaptations from Z-Train. Nicky is just walking forward like the Terminator.
Oh no, he got caught by it.
And eats that counter breaker. This is going to hurt. That is going to be more than half of your life, sir. Oh, barely mistimes the meaty. That's super unfortunate. And Nicky is a tournament veteran. You know, we're watching him change his style right now, trying to make sure that he can get those hits that he wasn't able to get before, and that's a good start.
We just saw Nicky just putting Z-Train into grinder right there, but then he unfortunately couldn't close out that round. He's going to get it now.
Yeah, that was not quite meaty, and that's very unfortunate. Nicky doesn't really build much bar off of that, though. I got to think that was an execution error. No execution error there, though. Dashes in. Oh, wow, just eats that. And I don't know what Nicky tried there, but it was the wrong idea. He just ate that meaty to the face. And again, we have seen Z-Train anti-airing extremely consistently. He's like, I can anti-air Mira. You think I can't anti-air Fulgor? Get out of here. And Nicky has to block that. No options. He blocks one more dagger. He's going to have to deal with the homing unblockable. Blocks the DP. Doesn't get a real punish, though. That's super unfortunate.
Yeah, so if you're not paying attention to Maya's her dagger meter on the bottom right there, you can see she has these 4 pips. And she has the tracking one. You see those 2 pips down. And then she has the purple one, which is for her unblockable.
Absolutely. And
during that explanation, Nicky ends up taking the game.
And returns the favor, but we are going to call that a loss because he missed the juggle at the end. He missed the juggle at full ultra.
That's how that works.
Then you lose the game. That's how that works.
Yep.
Z-Train,
he's going to his phone.
He was very patient at the end there. He thought Nicky was going to counter break, and Nicky decided he was going to let it rock. So I like that decision by Nicky.
All right.
Oh, and Nicky says, "I've got anti-airs too."
Last game of this set right here.
I gotta say though, that match was very, very strong from Nicky, so I feel like Z-Train really probably wanted to close that out at that moment. You don't want to give someone like Nicky another chance.
Yeah, there was a point in that last match where Nicky landed 3 overheads in a single row. It's like,
Very nice break on that light there. Fantastic shadow counter. I don't know what you're trying to do, but leave it alone. I've got meter.
All right, the unblockable dagger's in play now.
And at that range, you know, Nicky won't be able to avoid it. But ZTRAIN is in the corner, and that has been really tough times for him thus far. He just ate that charged up blade dash. Not sure what he went for there. Oh, and that is going to be a dead Fulgor, and ZTRAIN yet again takes the first life bar. He's got instinct, he's got full bars, he almost has the homing unblockable. Hits him but doesn't get the confirm there. That's very unfortunate. That would have been a very nice thing to do, and that dagger just whiffed.
He's gonna get this life bar from Chip, okay.
And very smart use of Fulgor's instinct. He does get free pip cancels in it, and he makes good use of it, but chooses the wrong moment to blade dash and gets jumped in on. And then empty low. Yeah, Nicky's totally gonna break that. Oh, and another good jump. No pip cancel out of Nicky, and I gotta say, ZTRAIN is in a pretty good spot, and there's the homing unblockable. And that's all super difficult to break, but it doesn't matter. Gets the American reset. Tried to go for the empty load. Nicky's having none of it, just DPs out of that, and finally gets that counter breaker. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, this is gonna be some big damage right here.
Spins all the meter. Oh, he hits him though. And Nicky decides to move. I don't disagree with it, but he is getting juggled, and that is gonna be a cash out. He doesn't spin the meter. That would have done more damage.
Oh no, he got clipped.
I'm pretty sure he wanted a DP in that situation, and he did not get it. And folks, just like that, last year's champion for CEO 2017 goes down to the loser's side against NWO ZTRAIN over 9,000. Y'all thought I was lying when I said this kid is really freaking good. I know what I'm talking about. ZTRAIN is the truth, folks.
Man, that was